So, haven't done a video in a while and wanted to, just for a while now, I wanted to do one on hair and doing just a proper good blonde maintenance routine if you have bleached blonde hair, because it's kind of popular. It's been popular for a while now, and there's so many things that I've learned because I've been bleaching my hair blonde for years now, and I just have found a really good routine, products that isn't too time consuming, and I'm just here to share it. I washed my hair this morning, and I'll just kind of jump right into it. So, first things first, when you're going to get your hair done blonde, and also it's kind of just for me too, because I want to think back when maybe I don't even have any hair, and I'll be like, God, remember I used to do that like multi-step blonde routine? And the products will all be different in like 20 years time too, so it'd be interesting if these things are still hip and hot like 20, 30 years into the future. So yeah, so the first things first is, see, when you're going to get your hair bleached blonde, you can't use dye. You cannot dye your hair from a box, right? And I think dyeing isn't the right word to use, because dyeing is basically when you're putting colour in the hair, but bleaching your hair is getting colour out. And the reason why we never use box dyes, colour or for like going blonde, is there's a thing called, see the bleach they use, or the peroxide, or whatever they call it at the hairdressers, it's super strong. And the reason why it's usually like a 40 or whatever they call it, I don't know. And the reason why it's super strong is because that product has a wide array of consumers, and everybody from pale, like light brown to dark black hair, and if you're using that and you've got light brown hair, your hair is going to be completely ruined or really, really damaged, right? And you should treat, like, going blonde isn't a joke. It's not something to play around with. You've got to go to a hairdresser or a salon and get someone and just pay someone for that service. They will know the right amount of, I think they call it a processor, like the right volume of processor to use, and they'll basically tailor it to your hair. They'll know how long to leave it on for. If you're like, the lighter you are, the less time you need to spend, the weaker the processor can be. And they'll just have all the products on hand as well to make sure your hair is going to basically survive. It's not super, super damaging, but again, you'll understand when you get it done that you'll be thankful you just went in and treated yourself to going blonde. And I think everybody should go blonde at least once in their life, because it's just so fun. I kind of feel like when when your hair is done and you're getting it blow dried and it reveals itself, it's always a bit darker when it's wet, and when they're blow drying it and it gets dry and it reveals itself, that beautiful like pale blonde colour on you, you'll be like, whoa, I can't believe like people go their whole life not experiencing this. So anyway, probably 5 minutes into the video, but I'll just jump into it. Let's just say you've had blonde hair, right? And you've just got it done fresh, and your hairdresser, if they know their stuff, will say, leave it on, don't wash your hair with shampoo for a week, or at least 3 days, to allow this thing called a toner. And a toner, like when I go blonde, this is what happens. I have naturally dark brown hair, but I'm Scottish, and when I was a child, right up until my early teens, I was blonde like this. And then I guess with the hormones and that like going into your system, my hair became darker. So for me, I'm only in the chair about 50 minutes with whatever volume they're taking, but 50 minutes later, I'm white. And then they have to put a colour in, and all the colours are different. I can't recommend you what colour that I get, because all the salons have different partnerships, and they'll just know how to make yourself a light blonde. I say a beach blonde, like a beachy Pamela Anderson blonde. That's what I kind of ask for, and he does it well. And in Scotland, if you're curious, it's only about £140 for the full service. That's like wash, bleach, tone, and then like washing it again, and then getting your hair cut and blow dried and styled. So I understand in America and Australia it's much more expensive, but and if you're going to spend a lot of money, you'll have to actually like have proper products to use. So they'll say to not wash your hair and to make sure the toner doesn't run out. And the reason why I went into that big story about the hairdresser is they tone my hair to that kind of beach blonde colour. And that's going to be different for you. You know, if you have black hair, you might have a lot of orange in your hair and need to tone it differently. So it's important that you don't wash your hair the next day. But this is going to be quite a long video, right? And because I have to like talk about my the journey and all the things I've seen and why this works. When you get your hair bleached, the cuticle, the actual physical hair itself, is open. Like, it's open. Think about your hair having lots of holes in it, and then when you bleach it, pigment leaves it, and it's going to be open. And the way to think about blonde hair, bleached hair, is lots of products go in and lots of products easily go out, right? But it's already just been damaged. So they'll say do shampoo, but you don't. So the hair journey is going to start. It's been 1 week. I want you to leave it for 1 week, and you're going to go in the shower, wet your hair, and it's going to smell like chemicals. It's going to smell so chemically. You're going to be like, wow, like that's all in my hair still. It's alright. You're going to start with this. This is Osmo Intensive Repair Mask and Deep Moisture. And I get this off Amazon, and I actually got this because when I was researching going blonde, it was an Irish girl from like 10 years ago. I forgot to cut my nails. I hope it's fine. Anyway, it's an Irish girl from like 10 years ago, I think. And she, before partnerships, before commercialization, like all the social media and that, she was talking about this and how it recovered her hair. And I have to say that I use that and it works. So it still works in 2025. And what you're going to do is wet your hair, rinse it a bit, and then you're going to put this on. And a big thing about blonde hair, what I said at the start, or near the start, was lots of product goes in and lots of product goes out. So you're always going to be using more product when you're blonde, bleached. So you'll probably use more than you think and you normally use when your hair isn't open, because it's all the holes in your hair needing product going in. So you're going to slather your head in this, and then you're going to turn the water off, and you're going to step out and you're going to get a plastic sandwich bag. See, like a large clear plastic bag for sandwiches when you go to work, right? And large enough to go over your head, and you're going to like tuck all your hair back and everything like that, and then put your sandwich bag over, and then you're going to wait, put your timer on your phone for 20 to 25 minutes. So like leave the bathroom and that, and like go about your day and like do chores and like make a sandwich or whatever. And then you're leaving it on for 20 to 25 minutes. More, it will only say like 10 minutes here, but just do 20, 25 like minutes. It works for me, right? And then you're going to get in and you are going to wash it out, right? You're just going to like rinse it out, just with water. And it's always medium warm water. It's never super hot water. You will never ever be putting super hot water on your hair now that you're blonde, bleached. So after this is done, you're then going to get the next thing, and it is going to be Olaplex. It's going to be Olaplex Number 5, and of course it's all like fucked up, the bottle. It's Olaplex number 5, Bond Maintenance Conditioner. And it's the normal one, it's not the one for thin hair, because there's 2 different types. And you're gonna do the same thing you did with the Intensive Repair Mask. Gonna cover your head in this, you'll be using more product than you usually do, and then you'll be stepping out of the shower and putting that same, because don't bother changing the bags, it really doesn't matter. Put the same large sandwich bag on your head, tucking it in, and leaving it for 20 to 25 minutes. And after that's done, you'll be rinsing it out with water, the same lukewarmish water, and once it's all out, you're then gonna take the cold water, right, and rinse your hair in freezing cold water, which I can easily get in Scotland all weathers. I'm not sure what you're gonna do. The coldest that you can manage, if you're in like the Arizona desert, you know, just the coldest that you can get. And that is gonna seal the hair strand for all these 2 things you've put in it, and it's gonna be good for it, right? It's gonna be a bit unpleasant, but just shh, and then step out. So you can use hot water on your body in that, but just never on your hair now. So yeah, you can use hot water on your body in that, but you'll never ever be using it on your hair, because it's gonna damage it, and it's gonna not sit well, it's gonna feel dry, it's gonna feel rough. And that's another thing. See this first time, see in the water, your hair in the water when it's wet and you're doing all this is gonna feel really rough, because it's open and there's empty little cells in your hair. And as you do these treatments, you use the products I'm going to show you, that's going to get really, really smooth, because it's been 6 months since July, and it's now the start of December, and my hair in the shower when I was doing this morning, it was super soft. It was amazing. So this definitely works. Yeah, so when you step out the shower, I've forgotten the product. Wait 2 seconds. So, you don't need to do anything with the sandwich bag now that you've rinsed your hair in freezing cold water. You just need 2 more products now, and that's going to be, first one, Aveda Botanical Repair. This is like almost empty, so I'm definitely using it. And it's Strengthening Leave-In Treatment. And this, so you're going to put this on just like see the size of a pea, like the vegetable. You're going to put like a little bit, and then and then when it's wet, actually, before you do this part, see your towel? You are never going to be doing this to dry your hair now that it's bleached. You're going to be doing this. Right? You're going to be like pressing it and like dry parts of the towel, alternating it. That's how you're going to dry your hair, because it's all about being gentle with your hair now. So after you've done that and your hair is like damp but not wet, you're going to do the whole thing with the pea and do this, and then just do that, right? And making sure you're doing the ends as well. Just a pea size. Like, I know you'd be tempted to, just a pea size. I know you'd be tempted to do like lots, but don't. And then you're going to take this. This is called Nutriplenish Leave-In Conditioner, and it's pink, and for all hair types, and you're going to be spraying it, and then just do that to make sure it's all done. Make sure you get the tips in the front, because your hair takes a lot of stress here. And then that's it, and go about your day. Now, the first time, because this is the first time you're doing it after you get it bleached, and what? So yeah, restart the timer. So yeah, because you remember this first time your hairs went through a very intensive process, so you're being really, really gentle with it, and let it air dry, and it will be looking alright. Yeah, it should never ever look fucked up. If it looks fucked up, something's went wrong. Anyway, so this is the first time. Notice we didn't use any shampoo. And the new schedule from now on is that you are going to shampoo once every 2 weeks. once every 2 weeks. You're not going to shampoo any more than that. What you're going to do instead, and I picked this up from black TikTok, like black hair care, years ago actually, like before I went blonde. And what they do is, like, black people's hair and blonde hair are very similar in one way, and that is that their hair gets drier as they don't wash it. Now, for white people, because I'm Scottish, so I can only do on my own experience, the less you wash your hair, the more oily it gets and the less appealing it is. But black people, the reason why they can put their hair in braids is because their hair just gets drier, so it doesn't become unclean as such. So that's why they can put their braids in for like 6 to 8 weeks. And there's no problem. Whereas if a white person was to do that, it would be disgusting. So it gets drier. Blonde hair, bleach blonde hair is like that. It's like, it gets drier with time. And black people, to combat this, because if they were to shampoo their hair every single fucking time, their hair would be really damaged and like break at the ends and that. Same way ours would, because now it's bleached. So we do this thing called a co-wash, and a co-wash means conditioning wash. That's it. And it's what we just did. It's when you take your hair mask, put it on for that duration, then you rinse it out, and put your conditioner in. And that's what a co-wash is. By the way, I'm doing this at like 2:30 and it's already getting dark. I've just noticed, in case you wonder why is the light so dim, it's because it's like cloudy and the sun's setting. So anyway, it's the winter. So anyway, that's what a co-wash is. And that's what we're going to be washing our hair twice a week. That's how we're going to be washing our hair, with co-washes, not a shampoo wash. So let's just say my routine is I wash my hair with shampoo on the Tuesday, and then I do a co-wash on the Friday or the Saturday, depending on what I've got on. That's just using these two. And then I'll do the same the next Tuesday, the co-wash on the following Tuesday, and then the co-wash on the Friday or Saturday, and then that and the Tuesday after that. So it's been basically 2 weeks since my last shampoo Tuesday. That's when I use shampoo, right? And basically that's what you're gonna do. So 2 weeks after you've done this, the day you've done that, after the like a week after the salon, that's when your proper hair care routine starts. And what I use is, I don't use this. What I use is, on my shampoo day, is these two things from Olaplex. And the first one is number 1, Olaplex Bond Multiplier, step 1 of the standalone treatment. And basically, the only way I describe this is, you know, Olaplex Zero works as well if you can't get these, right? And that's just what the thing you leave in for like 10 minutes before you wash your hair. But this is just what I use. So this is almost like it's almost like apple juice. It doesn't smell like apple juice, it just looks like it. And it's just enough to do that. And then I rinse my hair with lukewarm water, do that, and then sort of, well, you wouldn't really do that. You kind of collect it with this, you know, slit at the top, and then leave that on. I wash my body in that to let it be on for 5 minutes, because it says leave for 5 minutes. And I don't rinse this out, it says don't rinse it out. And it's joined with this usually. And this is like this is almost like the number 0 that I mentioned, that you can get standalone in a little bottle. The number 2 Bond Perfector. And you'll leave that on for a minimum of 10 minutes. So you just like apply this over that, and just what we did with the co-wash stuff. Get out of the shower, put a large sandwich bag over your head, a clean one by this point, of course, and then you just walk about for 20 minutes, and then you come in and rinse it out with lukewarm water. Now, this is when the shampoo starts, because this is going to protect your hair. And if you can't get these two, just get the number 0 in the little bottle. Now, I use for my shampoo Botanical Repair, and it's strengthening shampoo. Now, it's not as simple as you would normally wash your hair when it's not bleached. When your hair is bleached, you're gonna do it once all over this time, and you still smell really chemically. And this is getting those residual chemicals out now, right? And once you do this once, that's enough, because your hair will feel really rough after using this. And this is a very, very gentle one as well. For no more clarifying shampoos, right? Clarifying shampoos are too strong. You get this. And then that's it. Rinse it out. And then we're gonna go in with our Osmo again. Once this is rinsed out, slather it in the Osmo, make sure it's getting in the ends and all that, and then get out the shower, put your plastic bag, your like sandwich bag over your head, and leave it for 20 minutes, come back, and then what's different is we're gonna use this, the Botanical Repair Strengthening Shampoo. And the reason why is because, think about it, it'd be cool to use our olaplex, but you gotta use our brain. Companies produce these like products that are complements, and this is gonna perfectly complement this. So all the things that this takes out, this is gonna fix. And there's gonna be no gaps in whatever this is doing. Okay? So once this is applied, step a shower, sandwich bag, leave for 20 to 25 minutes, come back, rinse it out. Now, I would say, for me personally, my hair retains the blonde colour for a long time. I don't have any yellowing until about 4 months after my initial bleaching. So I don't need to do this last step until 4 months. That might be different for you. You might be 3 months, you might be 2 months, depending on the climate, your hair, whatever. But when my hair does go a bit yellowy and it needs to get that, beach blonde colour back, that pale blonde, I go in with Blonde Angel Conditioner by Kevin Murphy. Now I know this says colour enhancing treatment. I got the wrong one. They're basically the same though, but this is purple. The colour, the Kevin Murphy Blonde Angel Conditioner is going to be slightly bluish, and you want that one. This is still fine, and you just leave it on for about a minute or two. I usually, see after I do this step, I just cover my hair in this, wash my body, and I just wash this out with lukewarm water. And then I do this step at the end of the shower, right? So there's no sandwich bag for this. At the end of the shower, we then, what do? We then, get the cold water on, and then we step out. Dab up with the towel, and then we're going to go in with these two things. Pea-sized bit of this, multiple sprays of that, and you're rubbing this in before and then you're rubbing that in after. And you can either, ideally in a perfect world you would just let it air dry, but we have our lives, and I've blow dried as well. I'll just blow dry it and it's done, and your hair will be in great shape. So we're using, that's a shampoo day, that's a shampoo wash, and that's every 2 weeks. So you only use this every 2 weeks, and then you're using these two twice a week. So Tuesday, Friday or Saturday, and then the following Tuesday, and then the following Friday or Saturday, and then the Tuesday after that we're coming in with this, and then the cycle repeats. So that's basically how I have nice blonde hair, and I'll just get up close. Like we're not afraid, we're not like dying or nothing. It's all nice. Colour's good, it's not breakage. And see when the guy does my bleaching, because I'll be getting it topped up later this month, he does this at the ends, and mine's never break. They're always solid. And he always says I'm really, really good at my maintenance. And this is the basic maintenance for your hair. Add-ons. Now, some women out there will want to straighten their hair. You cannot straighten your hair more than once a month, unfortunately. So you better get used to using the large round brush and then like blow drying and that. You need to get used to doing that. I've never done that, so I can't help you. However, when you want to straighten it, and you do need to straighten the ends sometimes for events, don't get this. This is Aveda Heat Relief, and I feel like this doesn't really work. I barely straighten my hair. I've got like straighteners, but I only do it for like events in life, and my hair is usually really like damaged after the bits where I like straighten it. So don't get this. You need a really heavy duty heat protectant, and I don't know a good heat protectant, unfortunately. You need to do it, but it's hard, as strong as you can get it. The only thing I use this for is, see if my hair is like frizzy, not frizzy, but it needs like smoothing out. I will spray this on my hands and just be like, and that helps, because it is heavy, it is kind of like oily in that. So there's that. And I also have this. I broke the nozzle off it, but in the summertime or in very sunny days, this is called Aveda Sun Care Protectant Hair Veil. Okay? And I just kind of spray that and then cover it. And this is because of UV damage. And again, I know you're thinking, fuck, it's only hair. You really need to do this, because it's all about prevention, and my hair is in great shape. And I know the Scottish summer isn't that intense to probably warrant this, but again, sunlight is sunlight, and sunlight's the same all across the world, so be sure to get this. It's only 15 quid or something, and it's good for the summertime. And you'll need it if you're in a hot world. I mean, we're not all living in Scotland, like some of us are living in like California, where the sun's always shining. So you need to get this. One thing you shouldn't get is this. This is Aveda Bond Building Flash Treatment, and basically this ruined my hair like earlier this year. It was so bad. I don't know what happened. I think this is for normal hair, not bleached hair. My hair felt so rough after I used this. Don't get it. But in finishing, these are the products you're going to use if you're going to get blonde hair. They're going to, one, go to a salon to get your touch-ups and your initial blonding treatment. Always get a professional, never a box. You're going to use the number 1 olaplex bond multiplier and then the number 2 bond perfector. If you can't find these online or in a shop, you're going to get the number 0 pre-shampoo thing bottle from Olaplex, right? These two from the same brand, but that's if you can't get these. And then you are gonna get the Aveda Botanical Repair Strengthening Shampoo, and then you're gonna get your Osmo Intensive Repair Mask, right? And then you're gonna get your Strengthening Conditioner by Aveda. And then you're gonna get your Olaplex number 5 conditioner. So I've got low power and my phone cut out, so I gotta hurry up. Now then you're gonna get your Blonde Angel conditioning, your Blonde Angel Kevin Murphy conditioner, and that's gonna be bluish purple, not a pure purple like this, at least it is in 2025. And then you're going to get your Aveda Botanical Repair leave-in treatment, and then you're going to get your Nutriplenish by Aveda spray, the leave-in conditioner spray, and that's your basics. Then you're going to get, if you straighten your hair, you're going to get a heat relief, or no, you're going to get a proper heat protectant, not this one, I'm not sure, I can't help you. And then you're going to get this for the summer days, the protective hair veil. So unfortunately, I'm not a cosmetologist, but that's basically everything, all the products you need to have hair that is kind of structurally integral like mine and looks blonde. So let's come up close again. Again, I'm not fucking like bragging about my hair or nothing, but... And remember, your hair is like bleach, so it's never going to be as like structurally sound or as glossy like normal untouched hair is. But this is pretty good for blonde hair. Oh, and one last thing. See when your hair has brown roots like mine, because again it's been about 6 months since I've had it dyed, I get it done once every 6 months, which I think is a perfect way to do it, because if you do it too often your hair is going to get dried and fucked up. So once every 6 months, and if you've got dark roots like mine, about 1 centimetre or longer, you're going to do 2 washes with this on your shampoo day, right? You're going to go in, the first time you're going to have it in your hand and get at the roots and wash it out. No, not wash it out, do that and then get a second bit and just do this. No, wash it out when you do the roots and then do that all over. But that's basically everything. I have everything to say. Nothing I said should fuck your hair up, so please don't complain in the comments that my hair is fucked up. That's not me. You should have went to a better stylist or a salon. And that's it. That's just my knowledge of being blonde over the past several years in 2025. And I hope you have a good time being blonde. Signing out.